Hello and welcome back, your lovely faces, to another video here on the channel. I hope each and every one of you are doing lovely on this Thursday. What we're going to take a look at today is something which I find kind of trivial. And I think a lot of people will. A lot of people will as well. And this is to do with Disney Plus removing certain films from Disney Plus so kids cannot watch them. And these are films that here in the UK are classified as universal, which, anyone can watch them, any child under the age of whatever. Hell, you can go and stick them on anything, and they normally gather quite a large audience because they're films which are classics. And it's sad to see. So let's spin this around and get in. Disney Plus quietly pulls Peter Pan, Dumbo from kids' profiles over racist stereotypes. The removal is part of a larger effort by Disney to deal with its past. Last fall, the Walt Disney Company launched Stories Matter, a concerted effort by its various branches to reckon with the company's history of stereotypes and negative depictions. We can't change the past, read Stories Matter site, but we can acknowledge it, learn from it, and move forward together to create a tomorrow that today can only dream of. With the launch of the campaign came the addition of content warnings on a number of Disney Plus streaming titles. So with that there, basically they say, Peter Pan, when it's got its depiction of Native Americans, you've got in Dumbo, you've got the crows, which a lot of times now, even here on the UK TV when it's shown, they cut out the crows, which is like, how can you cut out the crows when they're actually an essential part of the story? But it's just sad to see because, again, millions and millions, billions of people have grown up on them. And they're fine. It just goes there. Today's culture is like, no, that's bad, get rid of it. Which it shouldn't be like that. It's like, right, okay, well, this has happened, just educate people. You haven't got to remove them from platforms. You haven't got to go and cancel them. You haven't got to go and do anything. Because people need to remember, back then when these were made, these were fine when they were made. They're fine today. It's just that you got people who were moaning about anything. Disney has taken another step forward in reshaping its own image for the next generation. This week, Disney Plus removed several titles that currently run with advisory descriptions from kids' profiles. Titles include, so we got Peter Pan, The Aristocats, The Lady and the Tramp, Dumbo, The Jungle Book, and the live-action movie Swiss Family Robinson. The movies can still be found and viewed on regular Disney Plus accounts, but for profiles set up for children, which already limit the viewable content to titles rated TV 7FV, whatever that is, and G. I believe G is the UK equivalent of U. Here in the UK we got U, Universal. I'm pretty sure G means family, whatever. The classic Disney films can no longer be found. What Disney constitutes as worthy of the warning label is fairly obvious. Aristocats, Lady and the Tramp, and Swiss Family Robinson features racist caricatures of East Asian people. Dumbo includes a sequence in which a group of crows perform a song and dance in the style of minstrel shows. A large chunk of Peter Pan portrays ingenuous people in a reductive and stereotypical fashion. So what you got by there with all of that is like, come on, it's a cartoon. That is it. That is exactly it. It is a cartoon. It's made for kids. These literally are made for kids. And when they say that a few films have actually been removed from the kids' Disney Plus accounts, well, what we're going to take a look at is something that came out last year. This is when they started, this was in June, I believe, as well, last year, when they actually started moving in this direction. But it wasn't towards, that's racist, get rid of it. There were certain things that you still cannot, to this day, have on a children's profile on Disney Plus. And it's actually kind of interesting to see what films were taken. So again, this was last year. Disney Plus is hiding a bunch of movies from kids. But why? There's no other movie studio in the world quite like Walt Disney. When you use the phrase Disney movie, you might be talking about an animated film or a live action one. Maybe it features superheroes or pirates, but you're always talking about movies that are suitable for just about everyone. No other studio has that sort of relationship with the films it produces, which is 100% correct. And yet, with that level of public understanding, there's a lot of responsibility. Disney has occasionally tried to break out of that mould or at least shift the boundaries of what constitutes a Disney movie. Now it goes into it, which is just absolutely mind-blowing for certain things that have been done. So, it's got by here, it's not the ratings. It would be simple to think that this is a simple issue of ratings, but that isn't the case. All 3 car movies were rated G by the MPAA. Meanwhile, both Frozen and Frozen 2 received PG ratings. Both are available to watch using a kid's profile. The Princess Diaries movies are both rated G, and both of them are off limits. Now, it's certainly true that regardless of ratings, many of these missing movies have things in them that might not necessarily be acceptable for all audiences. Both Atlantis, Lost Empire and Treasure Planet are some of the most action-focused and therefore violent animated Disney movies ever made, and that might not be something you want your toddler watching, which is totally fair. But are they more violent than the X-Men animated series from the 90s, which is available? See, you got so many things which are available and some that isn't. And it says by here as well, which is actually really, really true. It's not just the content. Not like Disney movies are generally free of scary or emotional moments. The Wicked Queen in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs literally had kids wetting themselves in the 30s. That's probably happened a few times since then as well. Finding Nemo has a character that dies in the opening minutes, the mother. But kids can watch that, but they cannot watch Finding Dory. They cannot watch Finding Dory on a children's profile on Disney. Finding Dory. It's like, what is wrong with you? You know, it's absolutely crazy. But then it goes on about the Toy Story movies. There's a lot of stuff in the Toy Story movies that is clearly meant for an older audience, which there is. There's a lot of innuendos. Giggity, innuendo, ha. But the entire series is available to those using kids' profile. Fantasia has probably the closest thing to animated nudity on Disney Plus with the Centaurs. Again, it's Centaurs. Mythical creatures. That's it, they're not real. Of the pastoral symphony sequence. But could that really be the reason kids cannot see it? It's not that there's a feeling kids won't like or understand the connection between animation and classical movies, because they can still see Fantasia 2000. You cannot watch one version of it, but you can watch another. It's absolutely crazy why they're doing this, and to be honest with you, they are pandering to a specific audience just for these. There's like 8 billion people in the world. And these companies now, they all seem to cater to the select 100. That really is it. And you'll see that with a couple of videos that we got going on later today. And it's just sad to see that Disney, of all things, we're going to get rid of these so kids can't watch them. The cartoons. They were made for children. Billions of children grew up on them, and they turned out fine. But then you get some who literally get offended. Even if you walk on an eggshell, they get offended. And they're like, oh, get rid of it. Get rid of him. I don't like it. It just sucks. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for future updates. And I'll see each and every one of you soon.